Hey, welcome back or welcome to my channel. So on my Instagram stories, I asked which video you wanted me to do first, 20 random facts about me or my Ehlers-Danlos diagnosis story, and 20 random facts about me won, so here we are. Sorry if I'm looking down a lot. I wrote down everything on my phone because I've had to do this video like 9 times because I keep forgetting stuff and brain fog and losing my train of thought, so hopefully this helps. Alright, so I guess let's just jump into it. Fact number 1. I'm an only child. My mom had a lot of reproductive issues, and they didn't think she was gonna actually be able to get pregnant, and shortly after I was born, she had to have a full hysterectomy. So my parents call me their miracle child because they didn't expect to be able to have one. So I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. Number 2, in I believe it was 4th grade. I believe 4th grade, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, but I think it was 4th. I was reading Misery by Stephen King in class, and my teacher did not believe that I could read it. Like, did not believe me. So she ended up taking the book and having me tell her everything that had happened. And I did, and she kind of just stared at me like I was some like weird mutant child. But she ended up calling my parents, and my parents were kind of just like, yeah, no, that's an easy one for her. She's read like Wuthering Heights. She reads very difficult books. And that's always been something that I really love, is reading. And it sucks because over the last few years, it's definitely gotten much harder because of some neurological issues that they're not able to find out what it is right now. And I get this weird all the time. It's this like pressury pain miserableness at the base of my head, and sometimes it gets so bad it feels like someone's poking rusty hot irons through my head and through my eyeball, and it's just not fun. And reading is very difficult, and the comprehension is very difficult during those times, which is kind of all the time. So that sucks. I hope that I'll be able to start reading more again, because that is definitely one of my escapes from everything. And kind of on the same line, I guess, fact number 3, I love concerts. Concerts are a big distraction for me. They're a big release for me. They're a big part of my life. They can be a little bit difficult because a lot of venues aren't really accessible, but a lot are really good at trying. I have my wheelchair, walker, and cane, so most of the time I use my wheelchair. But if it's really not accessible, then if it's something that I really want to see and really want to do, I'll use my cane, or if possible my walker, because then at least I have a seat. If you want, I can do a whole video on concerts and accessibility and how to handle that and how to go about that, because sometimes it can be really stressful and really confusing on what to do. So yeah, if anyone has any interest in that, just let me know and I can definitely do that. Number 4. I don't know how to tie things like an adult, so I've been told. I tie things like a kid. I don't know how to tie like an adult. I just think that's kind of funny. Like, everyone, whenever they see me tie my shoes or like tie a dress or something, they just kind of laugh, and I never understood why. And then I asked, and it was just like, it's not like a mean laugh, but it's just like kind of, they just chuckle, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, I'm tying my shoes, and it's just like, it's always, you tie like you're a little kid. Like, I've tried to do normal tying stuff. I can't do it. Nope, it's not for me. I am a big child, and that just further proves it. Number 5. I was kind of sneaky when it came to getting my hair dyed. So originally, my mom did not want me to dye my hair. She was so against it, like adamant, you are never dyeing your hair, you are not ruining your hair, that whole thing. Finally, one day, I convinced her to just let me get that done. Just the tips. Just a little purple. Because my mom loved purple, so I was like, if I get her color, she'll be down for it. I can convince her. It took forever, but I did convince her finally. And every time I would go and get my hair done, I would have them do it just a little bit higher. Just a little bit higher. Until finally, it was to like here. And only this was my natural brown. And that was when my mom was just like, do you want to know what? Your hair's basically dyed. Just do it. Just go for it. I don't care. Just do it. She was definitely not happy, but very quickly she loved it. She thought it suited me, and I completely agree. So I think that was kind of funny. Number 6. I was a dancer for 14 or 15 years. I will go more into why I stopped in my diagnosis story, because it's kind of a hand-in-hand thing. But yeah, that was a big part of my life. I wanted to become a contortionist. I wanted to pursue that. I had my life kind of planned out. I wanted to go to Juilliard. I had big aspirations for it. But unfortunately that was not in the cards for me. Kind of going off of that, I went to a performing arts school for 10th and 11th grade. I guess this will be 7. But yeah, I went to a performing arts school for 10th and 11th grade. I got in 10th, and that was the year that I had to stop dancing. So 11th grade, they kind of were trying to find a place for me, but either all the classes were full or I wasn't allowed to take the classes that weren't full. So I ended up leaving school, and I was actually homeschooled for most of 8th grade and half of 9th grade. And during that time, I got way more done. I learned way more. It was probably the best decision for me. I was left in 9th grade because I was on crutches for like most of the year, and it's a long story. If you want, I can go more into that. My schooling history is a little interesting. I didn't have the easiest time, but it was a thing. Yeah, so 8. I was a Girl Scout. I went all the way. I was a daisy to a cadet. My mom was my troop leader for the most part. She only wasn't for my last 2 years, I believe. But that's definitely a time in my life that I hold very close to me, because I have some of the best memories with my mom through Girl Scouts. I learned a lot. It definitely is a big part of who I am today, even though sometimes I don't realize it, but then I think back and I'm like, oh wait, I learned that in Girl Scouts. So yeah, nerdy stuff. 9. I love to garden and hike. I don't do it very often, sadly, but I love to garden and hike. I love being outdoors. I love really anything nature. I love the beach. I love forests. I love mountains. I love outdoors. And in terms of gardening, it gives me something to focus on and nurture and care for, and it reminds me that even when you don't see the progress being made, it's happening. It's still, even though you don't see it, it's happening, and I take that as a personal growth thing too, because you don't see all the little stuff you do every day. You don't notice it, but when you look back, lot's been done. And I don't know, it's something that is very calming to me, and I love it, and I hope I can do it again soon, because I definitely notice a change in how I feel. 10? I think we're halfway there. I lost track of numbers. Brain stuff. I should have wrote down numbers. So we're gonna stop using numbers here. So I think this is 10. I am really shy and quiet, and it's kind of hard for me to open up and get comfortable with people, but once I do get comfortable with you, and once I do open up, there's no stopping me, and I'm probably a little bit annoying because I don't shut up sometimes, but it's me. I don't know, but yeah, it definitely takes a bit for me to get comfortable, but when I am comfortable, I'm me, and yeah. 11? I gotta be nerdy for a second. My boyfriend is one of my favorite photographers ever, and I still think it's really weird and cool and just awesome that he even wants to be with me. We were friends, kind of friends, acquaintances. We saw each other at concerts all the time. We talked at concerts and stuff. Never really like hung out, blah blah blah. But he thought I lived on across the state, because we'd see each other across the state at venues. And one day we were both actually Halloween shopping at the same time, and we found out we lived close, and we talked a little bit, and then I asked him to do a shoot for me for EDS Awareness Month, and we did that. And during the shoot, we were just talking, and we realized how much we had in common, and we had a lot in common, and we were basically inseparable from then on. And I don't know, it's just, I'm very proud, and I'm very happy sometimes. When I feel up to it, I am able to assist him, and I get to meet his friends, and I just get to help him, and it's so cool to see what he does, and how much work he puts in. And it's so amazing to hear the people that he's working with just go on about him, and how he's his favorite people to work with, how he's so easy to work with, how he makes people so comforted, and they just go on and on about just him, and it's so cool. That's my boyfriend. I don't know. Nerdy. Sorry, Jeremy. I had to. I was 12. I don't know. I was on bed rest for 3 years. Almost 3 years. My hips and back were just really, really bad, and my heart stuff was really bad, and every time I get up, I'd pass out, and I was not doing very well. The only times I really got out of bed were doctor's appointments and bathrooms and stuff, but even then I would need my parents' help. So I'm probably almost 2 years off of bed rest, year and a half, something like that. So I'm still getting used to everyday stuff. My body's still adjusting to moving again, and I was still doing my physical therapy while I was in bed, but it's different. It's definitely different being up, and it's definitely really hard still, and my health is still not great, but it's made me appreciate a lot of things, and it's made me really grateful for a lot of things that I took for granted before. If you want, or if you're interested, I could do a whole video about that, what I learned, and just something like that. Just let me know if you're interested. I think that could be kind of cool. I am a big Disney fan. When I was little, my entire room was Tinkerbell and Disney princesses and just random, mostly Tinkerbell, honestly. We're gonna, yeah, it was Tinkerbell. But I love it. I always have. I love princesses. I love all the, I just love Disney. I don't know, nerdy stuff. I think it's cool. I tend to overthink things. I'm definitely my own worst enemy. Very simple things I can turn into a huge deal. I spiral very quickly. And when I get into a spiral, it is very hard to pull me out, and it is very hard for me to recognize when people are trying to help me, and I take them trying to help me a lot as they're upset with me, or they hate me, or whatever, and it's definitely something I'm working on, and yeah, it's definitely a thing that I need to work on. 15. I could say, actually, before I go into that, I have to thank my dad for this one. I love it. My mom was not thrilled, but I could say my ABCs backwards before I could say them forwards. My dad thought it was funny, which definitely was, to teach me it backwards with this nursery rhyme thing that he came up with. So I remember there was one day in preschool or kindergarten where my teacher asked, who wants to go and say the ABCs in front of the class? Hand went up. I'm ready. I got this. All right, let's go. Super confident about it. I walk up in front of my class and I'm just like, all right. I start singing it backwards, and I sing the entire nursery rhyme that my dad taught me. And the entire class just is kind of like staring at me laughing, and then like the teachers they just stare. They're just like, wait, what? And they had me like do it over again. And they were like, no, she's not wrong. She's just saying it backwards. And it was a little hard for me to learn it forwards, but not really. I just thought that the alphabet was backwards. 16. I was in marching band. From 5th grade until 9th grade, I played the flute. I loved it. I actually didn't want to stop it. In 9th grade, for the little bit of time I was in school, I was on crutches, and that made the marching part, that made it impossible. Couldn't do marching band. But I was still trying to do concert band, but my teacher did not make it very accommodating for me, so I ended up having to leave because no one would make it so I could get into my spot to play. Like, no one would move stands, and like just no one would arrange things differently, so I ended up having to drop it, and it sucks. I've picked up my flute a couple times since then, like just doing scales, just singing, but I haven't played in years, and that's definitely weird. I definitely love that. 17. I grew really early. I am 5'3", and I was 5'3" in 3rd or 4th grade. I was the tall one. I was a giant, and it's funny to say that now. It's very funny to say that now, because I had a good 2 years where I was taller than everyone. I towered. I was a giant. And then everyone else started growing, and I didn't. And yeah, I became the shorty real quick. I still think it's funny. I still remember there was this one time that me and my cousin were at a bowling alley, and he was we were having some sort of stupid argument thing, and like he didn't believe that I could take him down, and he's older than me, but at the time he was shorter than me. Oh my god, now no way. But he like couldn't believe that I could knock him down, and I remember just like all right, you don't think I can do it? Took his legs right out from under him, and I got him. it was probably my height, and now if we tried to do that, he'd probably break me in half. Because I am not strong, and he is definitely stronger and way taller. But I love it. I love him. Oh, I miss him so much. Alright. Anyway. 18. We're almost there. I was apparently, according to my dad, the first person to sit in the chair at the Dr. Seuss Museum in Springfield. I don't know. I think that's really cool. I love Dr. Seuss. I'm a nerd. Yeah, I think that's cool. And going off of that, me and my dad, almost knocked over his wife. I think I was on his shoulders, and all the kids were playing on the statues, and I wanted to go over there. So we started going over there, and we like knocked in this old lady, almost knocked her over, and like we apologized a lot. We felt really bad. We went on with our day, like did our thing, and then during the ceremony part, they're like, "Okay, Mrs. Geiselin." The old lady walks up, and we're just like, "We could have killed her! Oh my god!" I still feel real bad. Still feel really bad, but I also think it's really funny. And with that, I think we're at 20. So, I am definitely still learning a lot about myself. I put all of my self-image, all of my self-worth, all of me into the music and dance. I did not know and do not know really who I am without that, but I'm learning, and it's really cool to be learning about myself right now, and I'm rediscovering what I like and what I don't like, and especially with the whole better us thing, like during some of the times where people my age were learning about themselves and they were doing things, they were exploring, they were just moving forward, I was stagnant, and I was mourning myself. I was mourning the loss of me. I was mourning the loss of the things that I loved. So during kind of formative years, I wasn't doing what normal people my age did. So this is my time to figure out all of that. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's scary, it's hard, but I'm doing it, and I feel like I'm making progress, and I haven't felt like I've been making progress in a really long time. I have felt very stagnant. Sorry, my trachea shifted. That's a thing that happens with me. I'll go into that more. But yeah, it's something. It's really cool to finally get to know myself, and I have a lot to learn. I have a long way to go, but I'm proud of how far I've come already, and I can't wait to see what happens. I don't know. So I guess that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you have any ideas of what you want to see next, please let me know. I'm down to do anything really. I'm excited to create on here. Yeah, just let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.